what's up? Welcome back, toy lovers, toy haters, creature lovers. Welcome to another fine episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Two idiots, one camera, and a review. I'm Wilson.
I'm the Bird.
And what item are we looking at in this episode, Mr. Berg?
We're going to be reviewing CreatuReplica's Series 1 North American Sasquatch.
I can't wait. If you haven't heard of this thing, don't worry. Nobody else has either. That's the box we don't care about. This is the toy. He used to have an arm about a minute before the review started. Actually, at the beginning of the review, you could see him on our fine little turntable. He had his arm. Mr. Berg, what happened to his arm?
His arm broke, Mr. Wilson. In an epic display of karma, his arm broke.
Yeah. This joint here is extremely tight, and as Berg was trying to get it to move with this arm, it snapped here at the joint, which is also kind of ironic or funny because this joint was very, very loose and flimsy. So we're already off to a great start with this guy. Can I ask you?
Yes.
What tempted you and made you want to buy this toy?
As a young lad, when the Berg was just Rick, his two favorite monsters growing up was the Wolfman and Bigfoot.
Bigfoot really was one of your favorite monsters?
Bigfoot was from Bigfoot and Wild Boy, the TV show. I can't remember who produced it because I'm so pissed right now. And from appearances on the $6 Million Man 2-part episode with Andre the Giant, who I had the awesome 12-inch Bigfoot, bionic Bigfoot toy, which was amazing. To appearances on MacGyver and countless horror movies like Legend of Boggy Creek and Abominable and other. Yeah, always loved Bigfoot. Always loved the idea of Bigfoot.
Really, that's amazing.
Yeah,
you don't hear that a lot, quite honestly.
Yeah, well,
Bigfoot.
Hey, I would love for them to find a corpse, but he's probably not really real ever. So anyway, when I first heard about CreatuReplicas, they're making a new line of cryptids, creatures like werewolves, Bigfoot, Yetis. I was super excited to see and Wave 1 was going to be their Bigfoot Sasquatch figure. Hey, I even love Harry and the Hendersons.
Who didn't?
It was, yeah, and the fact that Harry was a predator in real life just made my life so much better. That is why I wanted to buy it. Plus, I wanted to support a new toy company that was going to make something that I was interested in. And out of the first 4 in the wave, this is the one I wanted the most. I should have looked better. Because honestly, having seen them all, the other 3 are better.
Yeah.
The other 3 have more articulation, and the 2 werewolves have a lot more articulation.
Now, what do you mean when you say you should have looked better?
I did not pay that much attention to the Yeti because the Yeti's not my guy. Bigfoot's my guy, so I only paid.
But I thought you like Bigfoot more than werewolves?
I like werewolves more than Bigfoot, but the first offerings in their werewolves are Horror Hound, which is like a Frankenstein stitched up werewolf, which looks cool, but
not the werewolf.
Not a werewolf. And the other one is like Guru or La Guru, like it's
a Louisiana
werewolf.
Okay, I gotcha.
So I wasn't super, but
gotcha.
I was just paying attention to Bigfoot, and not enough was paid attention. But I got him anyway. I can fix this. This will be fixed. But yeah, it shouldn't happen. So anyway, he's got a pretty fantastic sculpting job. Really nice fur.
Great ass on him, by the way.
He's got a great ass.
Look at that. You
Wilson,
don't see a tight ass like that on Bigfoot every day.
Yeah, well. And so he frankly looks sad, or I don't know, far away he looks happy. I don't know. The expression on him is
depending on how you look at him and from what angle and what light, his emotion changes. Like if you look at him from far away and at a certain angle, he looks like he's smiling, and that's because of this little mustache that he's got going on up here and the way he's got a pouty lip. But then, yeah, if you look at him in another way, he's got the pouty lip and he looks like he's all sad because his arm just fell off.
He's sad because we've encroached upon his North American forest, and now he's probably doesn't exist even more than he ever did.
That
so,
too.
I will say, though, that he's got some pretty decent paint apps for what there are. His fingernails are painted. He's got some random colors. I actually like the paint job on this guy better than Hasbro's Chewbacca, because they just have some multiple browns and little dark shades to bring out his musculature. It looks really nice. I was hoping the final production would have a slightly better paint job, or not, just to make him a little more. He
looks bland.
Yeah, he's not the werewolf guys have massive teeth and the Yeti's screaming, and he's just like, I'm Bigfoot. So
he's just boring.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you ask me, his base is the best thing about him.
Huh.
His base is painted awesome and molded greatly. And visually, I think. I don't know. I haven't played with the base that much. You looked at him, but yeah.
What articulation he does have. He's got a ball jointed head, but due to his beard and head shoulder sculpt, not that much range of motion. He does have some ball jointed shoulders that this one works just fine. This one was super crazy tight and helped break my figure. He has a biceps swivel, which on this side worked just fine. On this side was ridiculously loose out of the package, and it wasn't broke.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the peg had broken, it was just flopping around. No, it actually was working just fine. He's got elbow articulation. He's got waist articulation that doesn't really work because they sculpted the hair so he can't really turn. Yeah. He has crazy DC Universe Mattel hips. So
this way. Yeah, stand them side by up, stand them out.
So, but they don't go up too far. Like you can't do the splits, but I don't know when Bigfoot would do the splits. But they do go out.
He doesn't have. Does he have ankle too?
He does have ankle too.
Oh, okay.
And they are ratcheted, which is kind of nice. He can't kick too far because of the sculpt. He can't move back at all because of his Wilson ass that he loves. He's got single joint knee, and he's got ball joint ankles, so you can get some pretty decent ankle tilt. So he can do some wider stances. He does not have thigh articulation, which of course the werewolves do. So why I thought he would,
But your Yeti doesn't either.
The Yeti doesn't either. I didn't pay attention to that. But you know what the Yeti does have? The Yeti has a torso joint that this guy doesn't have. So way to pick the shitty toy out of the one, Bird. Thank you.
Out of all the and moaning you do about the DC guys not having thigh articulation.
What does Bigfoot do? He walks. Can he walk positions? Yes. Does he need to kung fu fight anybody? No. So yeah, it sucks. He should totally have it. It would help him posability immensely. But it's Bigfoot. I didn't need him. All I needed to do was the 1960 whatever fake Patterson walk pose. And he could do that, except that his ankles are loose. So he falls down. The accessory he comes with is, they all come with this wonderfully sculpted and painted base. It comes in 2 parts.
Oh, that's cool.
So it ships like this, and it is very easily sculpted, so you can tell how to put it in. He comes with 3 pegs, so you can put them in different spots. They work really good. It's a deep peg, or a tall peg, and he's got a deep hole in his foot.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle. It would have been better had it been placed more forward, but then it would probably go through his foot. But yeah, once you get him on there, he's good to go. So Wilson said he really liked the base. He thought it was great. It looked sculpted great. Well, let's rain on that parade a little bit. Hey everybody, who is this? Well, he's Sasquatch, or as some may know him as Bigfoot. You know what? Doesn't on the base nowhere a big f***ing foot. What a missed opportunity. And I was looking like, oh, maybe they did it so like, only a real tracker. And I'm like, no, they literally could just sculpt one of these a big
footprint. Yeah, footprint.
And there's not. So there's that. Also, just wanted he doesn't really have big feet. Like proportionally, his foot should be bigger based on the proportions of the rest of his body. So I don't know why he has. I don't want to say small feet, but
right, normal size feet.
Normal size feet, for those of you who don't know, usually from the end of your wrist to your elbow, that's how long your foot should be. So let's check that out. A little bit short.
Let's do size comparison.
So here he is. First up is his cousin from Canada, the not Yeti, the Hasbro's Hulk Legends Wendigo, who dwarfs him a lot. Wow. Which, he does have a giant mane of hair, and he is super bulked out, but there's that. Just get some scale, see what he comes up with other Friends of the North. And speaking of Friends of the North, here's one guy he should look awesome with. Here's Wolverine, who is by himself one of the slightly shorter Marvel Legends, and Wolverine doesn't look like Bigfoot's too scary. Like Wolverine probably would just
slice them up in an instant.
Slice them up, yeah. So there's Wolverine.
One of the best DC Icons figures.
The greatest DC Icon figure, Dead Man. They look pretty decent together. Yeah. He Dead Man makes everyone look super bulky. Good job, Dead Man. And just for my giggle pleasure, here's Arnold. Because it says on the box that they're in scale with 6 to 7 inch figures. Well, here's a 7-inch scale Arnold Schwarzenegger, who clearly would not be intimidated or afraid of Bigfoot and would just go.
Yeah.
So just so you see a NECA figure. And you really can't have Arnold in a movie or a thing without another monster. Here's a Predator. He should be as big as a Predator in my mind.
Let's see.
So
let's scale him next to this Predator.
Here he is next to Superhero Monster Arts Wolf Predator. That looks much better, in my opinion. For all our good friends out there in Cryptid Land, here's the size comparison that matters the most. Here is Sasquatch with Sasquatch, who, hey, doesn't have a meh face, is articulated up the ass. I will totally give you that he has the dumbest shin hair sculpt ever. So he towers over him, and he's literally a 6-inch scale figure.
Yeah.
So that, yeah. And what creature, cryptozoologist friend wouldn't want to be in a picture with Hellboy? Maybe Hellboy is called up to North America.
Yeah.
Check out Sasquatch. And yes, even the 7-inch Hellboy dwarfs. Not dwarfs, he's a head taller. Dwarfs poor little North American Sasquatch.
Well, he does it, but he still dwarfs him thickness-wise.
Yeah, and yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know he's wearing a coat, but come on.
No, it's ridiculous. Get him the fuck out of there. And here he is next to my Deadpool keychain. Perfect timing now for our final thoughts. I think I'm going to start, because I'm going to let you end it. This toy's a hunk of shit. I hate to say it. I feel really bad for you. First of all, why don't we just start off by saying how much you paid for this toy?
I paid $40.
Do you think somebody could maybe find it somewhere, probably around the 20s, 25 maybe, 25 to 30?
I didn't see it anywhere. I just checked. The other places had it for almost every place I saw it online had it for around $35, $40.
That's ridiculous to me. That a $40 toy not only broke like this, but I don't know. The articulation, the sculpt is average at best to me. The fact that I think that the stand is the best thing about it is just sad. Now, granted, I have no connection to Bigfoot, so but I'm also a guy that is known for buying toys of things that I have, of characters and stuff that I have no connection to. If it looks cool or I sort of remember it, I'll still go out and buy it. But there's nothing that I've seen about this that would make me want to run out and get this toy. Like, he looks dopey. Like you said, looking at the other ones, like the werewolf ones on the back of the box look cooler. But after seeing the quality of this seems like seeing it break like that. The articulation, the articulation isn't enough to get him to do anything other than just stand there and maybe look like he's sort of walking cool. He doesn't seem scary. I don't know if he's supposed to be, but I don't want a Bigfoot toy. I don't know really why you'd want a Bigfoot toy. I don't know, man. I'm not... $40 is way too much for this.
I want a Bigfoot toy because I already have a Bigfoot toy.
That's fine. I would buy that Bigfoot toy.
This guy cost me $8.
And he's worth... I would pay $40 for that guy.
Well,
I wouldn't even pay $8 for this guy. I would pay you $8 to get this guy off the table.
I will take that 8.
So yeah, I feel really bad for you for having dropped that much money to get this dude. Man, rough. I give him half a hammer. That's the lowest score I've given something so far. But I'm sorry, like this company, no go for me, man. There's nothing. I don't know what else to say. This toy's not good. Not good. Don't buy this toy. Berg, what do you have to say, Mr. Bigfoot fan?
Well, up until right before the review, I was going to give him 3 hammers. Because...
3 hammers?
3 hammers.
Before the review?
Before the review, before he broke. Because I like the sculpt, I like the paint, I like the idea of a base. It bugs me. I'm more angry about it now that he broke. It bugs me that it doesn't have a foot. And then right before the review, I was really getting annoyed with his loose arm. So I was going to knock him down to 2.5 hammers because it was ridiculously loose.
It was just, yeah.
And it was literally next to a ridiculously tight joint.
Yeah.
And I realized... blah blah blah, they're essentially their own little startup company. But yeah, I don't want to diss them because I want to like them. I want to love this toy. I want to be happier with this toy. I might have to go 0 hammers.
Wow.
Because
you don't look like a happy man now.
I paid...
Let me be honest with you. I saw you earlier before the toy broke. I saw you, and you definitely had the buyer's remorse face. You had the sort of look of, I secretly kind of hate myself for buying this toy, and I'm trying to talk myself into the fact that I like this toy.
I haven't even mentioned that just playing with him earlier, he got just turning him, the sculpt scratched.
I was going to ask you what that was, but I was going to wait till after the review.
A chunk off of him over here, and got the, stress mark or whatever. And I wasn't going to mention that when you turn his wrist too far, that the same thing looks like it's starting to happen here. Maybe you're not supposed to turn his wrist
that. No, if it's supposed to turn, you're supposed to be able to turn.
But the sculpt, it should stop at the sculpt, and I was going past the sculpt. I'm gonna go with half a hammer.
All right, fair enough.
I can use the base for somebody else.
That's been it for this episode. Feel free to comment. Wish Berg some happiness and let him know you feel bad for him.
Never, ever, ever make fun of a guy who bought a toy because the previous one's broke and then it broke, because then your toy's gonna break.
Good lesson to learn, people. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let Rick know that you feel bad for him.
Or laugh. Just respond.
Anything. We will respond in kind. We love you people for sitting through these and watching them. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter at Scabs and all my goodness and rantings and antics. Where can they follow you, Berg?
At Raggy Foe Smasher. Visit our Facebook page at Shockina Toy Reviews.
And we haven't said it in a while, but I would again like to thank Steven Schleicher at Major Spoilers and recommend that you go visit that website. There's tons of great stuff over there. Tons of cool reviews and videos and everything. Until then, I'll see you next time. I'm going to go try and cheer Berg up. Like, this is a poor man's McFarlane toy.
No, McFarlane wishes he could have this articulation.